Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a major volcanic eruption, and this occurred yesterday, June 16th, at the Bezymianny volcano in Russia. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm bringing you this report is naturally we've seen a pretty good uptick in volcanic activity over the past several months. And the volcanic activity is actually increasing. We can definitely expect more of these volcanoes that have been asleep for quite a long period of time to awaken. And this volcano, well, it woke up, spewing volcanic ash, as you can see here, as far as 40,000 feet into the air. We're going to move down a little bit into this article, because there's a pretty good GIF graphic right here. And the rest of the article talks about the actual eruption and how and when it occurred. It spewed the volcanic ash 25 miles into the sky. They basically had to, have low flying aircraft move in other directions. They could not fly through this type of volcanic ash spewing into the air. The graph that I was referring to is this. And this shows you the actual location of the Bezymianny volcano. And you can see how far out that ash plume went. And that's pretty good graph right there. This is the first time I've seen something like this as far as getting information on these volcanoes and how far up they spew this ash. And you can see how far out this goes. And once it gets caught up in the jet stream, it can carry all of this for many miles. But the strongest eruption of this Bezymianny volcano, it came yesterday. But the last volcano eruption was back in 2012. However, this volcanic eruption came 2 days after a very powerful volcanic eruption at Sheveluch volcano. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this was an absolutely violent eruption. You know, volcanoes are always venting and things of that nature. But when a volcano spews its contents 40,000 feet into the air, that is definitely a major volcano. Just taking a look at where the volcano is actually located, it's not too far from the shore. So you can see how all of its volcanic contents would actually flow into that jet stream. Let's see if we could take a little bit of a closer look. And there's a little bit of a closer look. It even has an ice cap right there. And this is over in Russia. Pretty interesting. But I wanted to bring this to your attention because we are going to see increased volcanic activity. It's not going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get worse. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And if by chance you hear someone saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong. Nothing is happening." Well, you need to turn to that person and tell them that they have absolutely no clue on what they're talking about. Because you will have these people, ladies and gentlemen, they will tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing happening. But in fact, there are many things happening around the world on a daily basis. And there are people losing their lives. You don't hear about it in the mainstream media. Central America right now is being inundated with massive floods, landslides, loss of villages and towns, and loss of life. So if someone thinks that there's nothing wrong with that, well, that's a very sick individual. And this is occurring all over the world, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been occurring for the last 6 months. And it is going to get worse as the northern hemisphere moves into the summer solstice. As temperatures rise, they're going to rise very, very rapidly. I believe on the west coast of the United States, out in California, there are several central state cities and towns that are going to be going through a massive heat wave coming up for the next 7 to 10 days, with temperatures reaching 110 degrees. Just speaking with a friend of mine a few hours ago that lives in Yuba City, California. 7-day outlook. Temperatures well over 100 degrees every single day. That's going to cause a major issue with snow melt in the Sierra Nevada mountains. So, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we bring you reports like this, please pay very close attention to it. Yes, you don't live at the base of this mountain, this volcano. Maybe it doesn't affect your life. But these things that are occurring around the world, ladies and gentlemen, they are affecting people's lives, and people are losing their lives. And as I have mentioned many, many times before, this past winter, November, December, January, I mentioned how things were going to intensify going into the month of May and June. And as we reach the summertime months in the northern hemisphere of July and August and September, we're going to see many, many more stories just like this one. Earthquakes, volcanoes, climate chaos, and wild, wild weather. All of this information is very, very valuable to you. You may know someone that lives in one of these areas, and the high possibility that you'll never speak to them again is a high possibility. And just because one of these events, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't affect your life, doesn't mean it's not affecting someone else. We would appreciate it that you share our videos with your friends and your family members on Facebook and Twitter. You never know when they may see one of your posts and strike up a conversation with you. And if you're a watcher, if you're a truther, if you're investigating what is happening around this world today and tomorrow and in the very near future, that will give you the opportunity to strike up that conversation and possibly awaken one person, and that would be worth it. This is Scott from Planet X News and the Nibiru channel. Thank you for watching.